welcome. Thank you for joining me at the table. I'm Thomas Dodderwick, and this week I have the pleasure of sitting down with another one of the men in formation for the Diocese of Great Falls-Billings, Randy Bebeau. Randy joins me all the way from Hales Corners, Wisconsin via GoToMeeting. Randy, thanks for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me.
Tell us just a little bit about yourself, Randy.
Well, I am originally from Minnesota, a small town in central Minnesota by the name of Zimmerman. No one's ever heard of it. We grew up in a farming community, basically. I'm one of 5 children. I'm the second of 5. And after graduation, I went to college at St. Cloud State University in Minnesota. Graduated from there. Was discerning priesthood back then and joined the Crozier Fathers and Brothers. Left there, actually married, had 3 kids. And that marriage ended, and I owned a lumber business for many years, ran that for a number of years. And after discerning the diaconate, was approached by my pastor to pursue priesthood. And so after some trials and errors, we came to that, and here I am. So.
What a beautiful expression of a faith journey. Thanks for sharing. How is it that if you're from Minnesota, how did you get connected with the Diocese of Great Falls-Billings?
Well, as an older a person and one that had a history in Minnesota, in that diocese, it was felt that it was best that I pursue a different diocese, which is uncommon for older guys like me that have been through some past histories. So I contacted the seminary at the prompting of the St. Paul Diocese, and they hooked me up with Great Falls-Billings, and it was just a nice match right away. I visited out there for a while and hit it off right away. So pleasantly surprised, but here I am. So. Yeah, it's been quite the journey for sure, the last couple of years particularly, but I'm in my first year here and I'm just loving it so far.
What kind of things are you studying this first year?
Well, I'm in my propedeutic year, which is more of a transition year between your life before, which was long, and then the big seminary, which we're still connected to the big seminary, but we live a little bit more in community. And we study a little more spiritual stuff as opposed to the hard philosophy and that kind of a thing. So it's more human formation, spiritual formation, that kind of a thing. But we also study things like I have a course in Catholic doctrine, in scriptures, and in Catholic heritage, which is an interesting course because we get to travel all over and see different places. It's been kind of neat.
And what better place than there in Wisconsin? Catholic heritage is just oozing out of every corner there in Wisconsin.
Yeah, for sure. And then in the spring, we're actually going to go to Rome, which is a big treat for all of us as part of that course. So looking forward to that too.
What about serving in rural eastern Montana draws you? You talked about you guys kind of just hit it off whenever you were speaking to our vocations director. What is it that spoke to you?
Well, I'm from a small town. And so my parish growing up was very small. We had, I'm going to say, less than 100 families. And it was a wonderful parish. It was a very tight-knit parish, of course. But there's just something about the small town thing that fits with me very well. I'm kind of a country kid growing up. So, just one of those things. I like to fish and hunt and all that kind of stuff. So it just appealed to me. And plus, I hit it off really well with Father Jay and, of course, Father Matt, and I was able to have dinner with Bishop Fleming, and that was very, very, very good. It just seemed to mesh really well with my personality. So,
right now is a difficult time in society, in the church.
Yes.
What is it that spoke to you to take this step a little closer to discerning the priesthood?
Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't pursuing priesthood a few years ago. I was pursuing the diaconate to be a permanent deacon as a single person, even though my marriage was annulled, and all that. So there was no roadblocks to a vocation. But I thought at my age, I would pursue vocation to the permanent diaconate. When I was approached by my pastor and my spiritual director at the time, both separately said, you should really consider priesthood. So I prayed about it a lot. Being an older person, I had a career. What do I do now? That kind of a thing. How it's going to take me a few years to become a priest. Do I want to do that? Does the diocese want to invest in an older guy? That kind of a thing. And so after a lot of discernment, prayer, thinking, what is this the best fit for me? I came to the conclusion that the Lord was still calling me to this after many years of being called. When I was younger, I felt to the priesthood. It just came back to me before the Blessed Sacrament, particularly, that this was indeed what I should pursue, and I still believe that. So I'm happy I'm here.
Talk a little bit about the community there at Hales Corner and how many men are in their propedeutic year.
Well, there's 4 of us in propedeutic year. There's guys from all over. There's 2 guys from Kansas, and then me, and then a guy from the Philippines, actually. We're all similar in age. I'm a little older than those guys, but we live alone in a house just next door to the big seminary. And in the big seminary itself, we're connected with them, and we do most of our stuff, like most of our morning and evening prayer and mass, daily mass, we do with the major seminary. We're connected with them that way. All of our meals, for the most part, are done up there. So there's 4 of us here. And this house is called the Dahone House. It's like a little old, it's an old mansion that they had 100 years ago that they remodeled, and it's beautiful. But I don't know how much room they would have if they have more guys, which it sounds like they might. So there's a lot of wondering what they're going to do with all the guys that are coming in, because my understanding is there's going to be a lot more.
And after this year, what does your formation look like moving forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're still working on the final plan there because of my age and my experience and my education. I think the plan is going to be this propedeutic year plus 2 to 3, maybe 4 years after that. There's a new formation, guideline you'd call it, called the PPF 6, so it's priestly formation 6, and it's a little bit different than what it was before. So you go through propedeutic stage, and then you go through discipleship stage, and then you go through configuration. It's not quite the same. So for me, my guess, and we're going to know this more in the next couple of weeks, is I'll probably be here a total of 3 years. Is the best guess I can come up with right now. A lot of that is up to the bishop. If Bishop Fleming wants me out of here quicker, I'll be out of here quicker. If he wants me to stay longer, I'll stay longer. So I'm at his mercy, and I'm willing to do whatever he wants me to do, frankly. So.
Being so far away, how do you stay connected with the Diocese of Great Falls-Billings?
That's a good question. They're very good about reaching out to me. We stay in contact weekly, really, just about weekly, whether it's Father J. Peterson, whom I first met, now Father Matt Solars, who is vocation director for older guys like me. We also email and text message a lot between the seminarians. We have 4 guys in formation right now at various stages and various places, all of us in different seminaries at this point. So we stay in contact by text message quite a bit, as much as we can. We're all busy. Otherwise, I hear from Father Jay. Last night I spoke to him. And Father Matt, of course, he just visited me here last week. So they're very good about staying in contact. I'm going to be in the diocese quite a bit in the summers, particularly serving in a parish or somewhere in the diocese. So I'll get to know people there as the years go on, for sure.
If you had to name one thing that you're looking most forward to serving as a priest, what would you say?
It's the sacraments for me. Just being able to be with the people, delivering the sacraments to them, particularly the Eucharist and confession is a big thing for me, because I've experienced such great things from those sacraments, particularly. And just being with the people, as a priest, you're just so fortunate, so blessed to be able to be with people at really every major event of their life. And so as a priest, it's just it's something, a privilege and a blessing to be able to do that. So I'm really looking forward to serving the people of Great Falls-Billings because I'm so honored that they are sponsoring me here. And I pray about them every day and looking forward to serving in the diocese for sure.
And what would you say to the people who are watching right now, those who do support our annual Catholic Appeal, which underwrites our seminary program?
Well, it's such a big deal for me. I'm just so honored and just so blessed to be able to be here and to have the people of Great Falls-Billings sponsor me. It's humbling for me. I've never experienced anything like it, to be honest with you. So I'm so grateful. I'm just so blessed, and I'm looking forward to being able to repay the diocese by serving as a priest there, God willing.
Randy, thank you for taking time today to visit with me and just to share a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself to the people of God of Eastern Montana.
Thank you so much. It was good talking to you.